Hey everyone, it's Tiny Tom Logan back with another video for you, and I thought this one might make a nice change, which is why I've done it fairly soon after the Extreme, and that's because we have a Z490 ITX board. Itty bitty, teeny tiny. Now you've seen with a lot of the other boards, there's an awful lot going on around the VRM. So many amps and powers and all of the things going into the CPU, which is why an ITX board might kind of struggle. That is until you realise with this one, it's actually equipped with the 90 amp MOSFETs, PWMs, power stages. It's rather well spec'd. So why don't we take a good look? There's not a lot going on inside the box. It's the usual kind of stuff. So let's keep this one short and have a look at the board. Ooh, there it is. Now I am going to show you just quickly the back of the box so that you can have a look and you can pause and all of that sort of stuff. But the main thing that you want to be looking at is that 8 phases with 90 amp smart power stage. I can't tell you any more than that's on that because I haven't had any more information from Gigabyte yet. But what I can tell you is when the information does arrive, we will hot edit the article that is on the website. I obviously can't edit the video, but you can have a look there. 2.5 GBE LAN, it doesn't say at the moment whether it's Intel or anything. We do get Wi-Fi 6 LAN, it is Intel GBE LAN, it says down in this corner in the specs. PCI Express 4 hardware design, don't confuse that too much at the moment, but we will see. Wi-Fi 6 as I've said, and then they're saying advanced thermal design, and I think that's because there's an M.2 around where the chipset would be as well, but we will see. Now the most exciting thing in the box, other than the Wi-Fi antenna and a couple of normal black plastic SATA cables, are actually these little things. And essentially there you can see that they're cables that bring out to give you a actual 4-pin PWM header, and that obviously saves quite a bit of room. I reckon it's probably saved 50% of the room there. But also once they're tucked around, it can make things kind of tidy as well. So that's just going to be something for you to play around with in your own system. It then makes things a little bit limited with the 4 SATAs. I have to admit with these, considering you've got memory modules here, they would have been nicer if they were horizontal ones, just to have them over and get them out of the way. You do get USB 3 there, and this is the other cable that's interesting in the box, and that's a dual USB 2. The only problem is you get the condiment cables at the end, and I don't like the coloured cables. It just needed another bit of heat shrink over the end of that to tidy it up. But 8-pin at the top, CPU power over here. I do believe it says CPU on it. Doesn't particularly say because it's not, it's sort of like marked out as well. I do know that this one is a sys fan, this is a sys fan, and this is a sys fan. So I'm going to assume that that is your CPU one just over here. I need to keep an eye on what I'm actually doing. So there are your 8 phases, and to be fair, they're balanced out quite well. There's a heat pipe. All of this is aluminium as well. It's fairly big heat sink. So I live in hope that this might actually be able to cope. It is a small board though, so we're not going to be expecting miracles. It may need some downward airflow, but you're never going to know. You're not going to be expecting to put a 10 core on this, hold big clocks, massive boosts, and then not experience any heat. So it might just be something that we'll have to work with. We will be able to see. There is an M.2 underneath this. There are no extra fan headers anywhere else on the board, by the way. There's your front panel, USB 3.2 Gen 2. There's an RGB connector there. Now I know I've been going around quite juddery, so I'm going to do it slowly for you. Don't forget, you can pause at any point to have a look. And then when we go around the back, HDMI. I can't remember what HDMI it is round the back. HDMI 2 support, that is. Now that's actually quite a big thing to say. The fact that it does support HDMI 2. Some of the other lower end boards that I've been looking at with HDMI have only been HDMI 1.4. So that's actually pretty cool because that's 60K, 4K. Don't forget that's not going to be at games, it's not going to be able to really cope with that because these headers are for the onboard video, not a graphics card. And that's DisplayPort 1.4. You do get USB 3.2 Gen 2 here, USB 3.2 Gen 1 there, USB 2, USB 3, display ports again, some more USB 3.2 Gen 2 here. It's quite a busy little thing for the back really. Don't forget you get 2.5 gigabit LAN as well, audio and your Wi-Fi. I think they've done quite well with the layout on that. I know some places in days gone by we might have had daughter cards with like big VRMs and stuff. So it will be quite interesting to see how this thing copes when, let's face it, it could be fully loaded. Anyways, peeps, ITX board from Gigabyte Aorus. I'm looking forward to testing that one. Please let me know what you think underneath. Check out the other videos and don't forget I'm going to be hot editing articles on the website as well. But for now at least, this is the tiniest one out.